There are lots of things happening in the world of biblical language studies, so Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, even associated languages. So several interesting or exciting things. One is there definitely appears to be a resurgence of interest in biblical languages. And so I think more and more colleges and seminaries, Bible colleges, seminaries, are emphasizing the teaching of the biblical languages, and there seems to be a growing number of students engaging studying the biblical languages. Secondly, there's a resurgence, I think, as well in studying languages that help better understand biblical languages. So Ugaritic, Akkadian, Arabic, all kinds of those other, well, you could say those other Semitic languages, or even Latin for Greek, or Septuagint Greek, or there seems to be just an explosion of interest in going back to the sources and having skills to read those sources in their original languages. That's one area that's exciting, because when we study the sources, we're at our best in terms of both creativity and orthodoxy at the same time. So that's one thing. A second thing that's very exciting as a teacher is the fact that I see so many young people, students, wanting now to go into these fields. When I was a student and wanting to go into this field, Hebrew or Greek or Aramaic, I was an odd duck. No one wanted to study the biblical languages. They thought that was weird and quirky, and perhaps it is. But there are a lot more weird and quirky, excited students out there who have a passion for God's Word, who have a passion for the biblical languages and mastery in those skills, but not just for the sake of the skills, but because they want to understand the text better and they want to have the text interpret their own lives better. And so there seems to be a genuine and godly resurgence in a study for the biblical languages that's not just for the languages themselves, but for the health of the church. So I think those two things, seeing the languages grow in their teaching and appreciation, and then seeing so many younger people wanting to go out and do the same thing and carry on that tradition, I think those are the two most exciting things right now. There are other things that we talk about. We're always debating the Hebrew verb system, word order in biblical Hebrew, trying to figure out exactly how Aramaic works in terms of all of the different peculiarities associated with that language and all the different dialectical influences on it, with the verb system in Greek and aspect and all of those discussions. There's lots of stuff, there's lots of things that we're talking about, but all of that's, I think, part of the exciting resurgence in trying to figure out how do these languages work and how do they help us understand God's Word. So those two things.